Hey, good morning, guys. I hope you're all having a good Friday. I'm doing a normal check-in video, and that'll be up this evening. I've already actually recorded it. I just have it scheduled to upload this evening because I'm trying to get on a regular interval so they come out at a steady pace. But this is more of just like an off-the-cuff kind of state of the project, state of everything. Kind of a not a check-in, but just like a social video. Not going to be discussing any specifics of the program itself or anything. So if that's what you're looking for, sorry. I'm going to start off. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not sick. I know this sounds like a goodbye video already, but that's not the case. It's more of like a howdy video. So um, I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate all the support and everything you guys have given me throughout the years. InputMapper is, God, we launched pretty soon after the release of the PlayStation 4, so we're probably pushing 5 years old. So, not many community freeware projects survive that long without the help of a strong user base and a strong community. So I want to thank you guys. You guys are directly the reason why this project is continuing and will continue until the unforeseen future. The goals are PlayStation 5 is going to be coming out soon. I'm assuming that their controller is going to follow some of the same principles that the DualShock 4 has. I'm sure it's going to have backwards compatibility with the DualShock 4, but they're probably still going to release a new controller hardware. I don't know if it'll have any new functionality or what. Almost assuredly, it still won't have X input capabilities, seeing as how Sony is words. Sony is reluctant to even include like other platforms for crossplay. If they're not even willing to do that, it's almost a guarantee that the new controller is going to follow the same suit, where it's going to be direct input and not have any kinds of X input switchability or cross compatibility like that. So uh, even with PlayStation 5 coming, I foresee there being a strong need for the InputMapper project, and probably more so now that we've established ourselves when that DualShock 5 comes out, and it'll probably hit, last generation, the controller hit like a week or so before the console. So assuming the same thing happens like that again, I want to be, ready to go with the new hardware. I'm going to go out and grab one as soon as I find it's in a store or online or something like that. And I want to make sure the InputMapper is ready to go day one as soon as that releases. So, yeah, there's going to be a strong use case for InputMapper going forward. Um, Especially now that I've pushed the program to be more plug-in driven. It won't require me redesigning the entire application when this controller hits. Instead, I'll just write a new plugin for the DualShock 5. So we're gonna keep this project up for a long time. And like I said, a lot of that is because of you guys and the support you've shown me. Both giving me thanks through these YouTube videos, liking the social media posts, and even throwing a few dollars my way. Um, Unfortunately, I wish I could make this like a full-time job. We just don't have that level of popularity. Um, I can't disclose how much we make on advertising, but it's not much. It does help fill the gaps on slower months where donations are a little low. It does fill the gaps and make sure that I'm not reaching into my pocket to help with the upkeep of the website and all that stuff, which is substantial. You guys don't realize there are website providers that say unlimited hosting for like $7, but there's always an asterisk. We started off on one of those plans, and there was so many people using the website at the same time, even just for basic, going there and getting information, that we constantly crashed the server, and they put us in what they called like a VLAN jail, where you just got a website not available from our service provider. And they said, even though that these are unlimited plans, there's an asterisk where if you're using so much of the resources at any given time, we consider you're abusing that, um, which makes sense from their perspective. You can't have huge sites with millions of people going in there and just leeching all these resources, and the customer's only paying $7 a month for that. That's obviously not fair. So we do have a dedicated server that this runs on, which is cost intensive, but it allows us to do more than a simple like page on a GitHub or something like that would do. It allows me to integrate the program into the website more. Some of you are starting to see that happen a lot more in 1.7. 1.7 has a completely web-driven login system, which is also the reason why we had to kind of fork the website into the beta website and the regular website. So it's your guys' donations and use of the website. I know it sounds odd, but you using the website helps pay for the costs associated with you using the website, through advertising and all that stuff. But I want to thank you guys for the donations and the support. Like I said, I wish I could make this a full-time job. Unfortunately, the income just isn't anywhere near it being able to be anything more than a side project. And that's unfortunate. I wish I could put more time into this. Unfortunately, I call it a day job, but I'm an independent contractor. I know I don't talk about what I do outside of InputMapper much, other than that sometimes it interferes with it. And the reason why it does interfere with it is because I am a 1099, what we call it, an independent contractor. And I can't talk about a lot of this. Well, some of it I can't talk about, some of it I don't want to, because I want to make sure I keep both things separate. But suffice to say, the last 10 years, I probably haven't taken a major contract with a company that you guys wouldn't have heard of. So I do work with very large companies, and they are very demanding of my time, to the point where sometimes I don't even get time off when I really need it, which is the recent case with my mother and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys have been following along, but my mother's been in the hospital since not too long after New Year's. Some major health issues. She's actually still in the hospital. So I had to stop accepting contracts for a while, just to make sure that enough of my time was free enough for me to be there with my family and all that stuff, and to help out and, do the things that I need to do. So yeah, these contracts that I take, they suck up a lot of time. And there was a few of them, like especially about a year ago to a year and a half ago, I was on one contract where it was probably about 80 hours a week, and I just didn't have any energy beyond that to do any work on InputMapper, other than to pop in every now and then and say, hey, I'm alive, but I'm still working on this, so I can't, work on InputMapper right now, but I'll be back. But, with independent contracting, contracts come and go. That contract ended, and I'm back. So, I do have a couple others that I'm looking at. My mother's health has improved enough where I'm going to start looking at contracts again, mainly because all this time off has been eating into my savings. And you guys are helping out, a little bit with that. Kelp. The income isn't enough for me to pay the bills, but it does help, a little bit of a buffer. But yeah, I'm going to start looking at it, getting into contracts again. My mother's health has improved enough where I can start working more again. InputMapper is not going to be shoved aside again, though, like I did with the last one. That contract, again, I don't want to name names, mainly because I'm not even sure if I can name this one, but they were completely unreasonable as to how they demanded my time. You guys might even remember we got hit with a nasty hurricane last year, and we were out of, like, I live out on the barrier islands here in Florida, and we were completely shut down for probably about a week. No utilities, no roads were closed, all kinds of mess. And I was constantly, every time I would go somewhere to check my messages and all that stuff, I was getting hounded by this contractor. And they just didn't understand. So that was a nightmare. And I'm never accepting a contract from a company like that again where I'm out of control. I want to make sure I have enough control to tell them to shove it if I need to. So, sorry, I'm getting off on a rant. But this, like I said, this video was just mainly to thank you guys because you guys are awesome. And I'm hoping to keep working on this project for years to come. So that's it, guys. And make sure you check back later. That check-in video for InputMapper 17 is going to be coming out at 7 Eastern. And I think that's going to be the time and day that I'm going to do it from now on. 7 Eastern on Fridays. It seems to help with the video traffic. It gets more recognition. When it's, the evening on the last day of the week, stuff like that. That's it, guys. Have a good weekend.